All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Divergent Gaming Open. My name is Inver. I'm joined here by Jay Howe. I have just received our next draft link, so we're going to be hopping into the game, and we'll be sending it over your way as well. And there, beauty.
I got it.
Awesome.
Chrysalo
He's
tends
on
to send
point.
it to me as well. Yeah, he's experienced. He knows how to send it to both guys, and sometimes in amateur series you don't always get that. So we thank you, Chrysalo, for being such a good guy.
I always appreciate when team captains are on the ball. They know what they're doing. It makes our job just so much easier. It's so nice. I can just sit back, worry about production, don't have to worry about getting teams into the games. I want to give a big shout out to our admins going on behind the scenes here, helping to put all this together and making this possible for you guys. So give them a big shout out in chat. They don't always get the appreciation they so deserve. So this next game is going to be Arcane Esports versus the Hot Dog Burglars. Now, that is sort of a bizarre name, you might think, but despite being rather an odd name, it's actually a bunch of people you'd probably recognize. In fact, you'd definitely recognize everyone on this team.
I recognize the name, and I believe they were in the qualifiers, but I don't remember getting to watch them. So I'm actually pulling up the bracket right now.
I'll give you some. So we got Sword, Boss Floss, Yoda, Zeus, Mad Timmy, and Trader's actually on that list as well. So
yeah, just came over from 2ARC.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Originally on Blaze for a long time, and then Sword as well has been in the scene forever. Boss Floss was on Elevate. Zeus was originally on the Plays way back in the day, actually starting out in Hero Site. Mad Timmy is well a name that's been around in the scene for a very long time. But as I say that, the draft has begun. We're going to be hopping into it. Once again, the map is going to be Cursed Hollow, Arcane Esports versus Hot Dog Burglars.
There's some really good names in today's tournament. It's going to be a good night of games.
Oh, I'm really excited. We have a lot of really great teams. As I was saying before, it's sort of the top end of the AM scene. These are really teams that sort of formed in the wake of the qualifiers. A lot of reshuffling happened, and these are sort of the teams that arose out of that. So I feel like some of the next big names that we're going to be seeing are going to be forming in tournaments like this. So far, this draft is looking identical to last time.
It is exactly identical as we see the prioritization for the Falstad ban, who is extremely, valuable on these large maps. And then, of course, the Rhaegar ban, followed up by the Zagara pick. But taking a combination that Arcane Esports really likes is Jane on that back line and Thrall on that front line.
Yes, indeed. They're looking for that absolutely monstrous engage, that burst damage. You mentioned in the last game, and this is something that Arcane Esports likes to run, but Hot Dog Burglars is going to be pulling it out. I wonder what the response to Arcane Esports is. If there's something they run a lot, I guarantee they know what beats it. Or hopefully they should know what beats it.
It's definitely going to be something that they should know for sure. We're going to see an Uther, which means that we might see, there it is, ETC. That's one of the good combinations you always see. When he goes Mosh Pit, you can't interrupt it when he's got a Divine Shield on him.
Yeah, those Divine Mosh Pits, as we like to call them, are pretty darn destructive. So as it stands, there's only one way to cancel out that Mosh Pit, but I would expect there to be a few more coming out from Hot Dog Burglars before this draft is done. Li Ming is going to be the ban here, so they don't want to allow any more of that disgusting ranged poke coming out the way of Arcane Esports.
We saw it last game. Of course, Li Ming did quite a bit of damage. It didn't pay off as well because Arcane Esports was really strong with their rotations, prioritizing that Morales, and they had a great dive composition. But Li Ming, of course, paired up with Jaina, that does make your back line a little bit squishy. They feel pretty good with Jaina already back there, so they're going to make sure Li Ming isn't on the board for Arcane. And I'm really curious. They've got their damage secured, as we're going to see an Abathur ban here.
I really like that. Jaina is a great Abathur clone. Thrall also is a fairly solid Abathur clone, and instantly Zeratul Johanna, no questions coming out from Hot Dog Burglars. I really like the Zeratul pickup. He's a hero we saw a bit of. He's sort of fallen off, and I feel like he's actually in a good spot, and not a lot of teams are sort of capitalizing on him.
I think it's one of those things that I see a lot more at the top end. We've seen a lot of Zeratul and Illidan, from those top pro teams, but they also know how to take care of them. And that's kind of the biggest thing, is if you go with somebody like a Zeratul or an Illidan, you have to kind of build your team compositions to go with them. Uther does have Clairvoyance at level 7. He's also got a Cleanse there, as well as another talent that he could go for his heals. So what direction Uther will go here is going to be huge. Obviously, Zeratul can be a pest, but what will they do to counter him, or will they just kind of let it go and deal with it as it comes to them?
Yeah, that's a really big talent here for Uther. We'll see if he opts to give up that cleanse or the refund mana on his W talent. I can't remember the name of it as it stands, but it's potentially, there's not a ton of really hard CC coming out so far from Hot Dog Burglars, so we'll see what Uther opts to go for. These last two picks here coming out from Arcane, they're actually going to run for it, so that's going to be dealing with the vision. Right? There's the vision right there. Tastar, really great. So I would expect him to go for another backline hero here. We could potentially see Vala again coming out from Arcane. Wouldn't be surprised to see that, as they now have a little bit more sustainability, and they do need to pump out a little bit more raw damage.
I got a feeling at level 4, instead of our normal, we're probably going to be seeing Mental Acuity. Of course, that Oracle is Tassadar's trait. It's a fairly long cooldown, but it also provides extreme vision on the map. And when you talk about dealing with a Zeratul, Tassadar is oftentimes a really hard counter to deal with Zeratul, especially at the engagement for a lot of these fights, or just overall to prevent any ganks. And they definitely do need a lot of damage, and Lunara looks like a really strong pick here on the backline for Arcane.
Yeah, I said they needed a ranged damage dealer in my head. Instantly went to Vala, but I really do like the Lunara pickup here. I feel like if they can keep her alive and let her just dish out that damage, it's going to be pretty monstrous. The big power spikes late game 13-16 for her as well, so it's going to be that's going to be pretty tough. If Hot Dog Burglars can't take her down early in these fights, I think they're going to struggle a bit. All that's left for them is their healer. Monk's still on the board. Brightwing is going to be the pick. Wow. They're actually going to run Zeratul Brightwing. Oh, this is a combination I know very well. It's a pretty darn fun combination. So let's see what happens here. I'm really excited to see what they're going to pull out with this.
My biggest worry is, do they have enough heals with a solo Brightwing? When you talk about Zeratul and Jaina, the potential to get blown up there versus a double support comp. So we have two very different drafts here. One that they picked up Tassadar basically in response to Zeratul. They weren't going to pick that anyways. But ETC is going to be on the front line by himself, essentially. He's got the Divine Shield. He's going to have shields coming out from Tassadar. Is that enough to keep him alive against the potential damage between a Zeratul, Jaina, and Thrall? And what type of rotation will we see is going to be the biggest thing?
Yeah, I don't know. We're going to see what happens here. I feel like we're probably going to watch for some pretty crazy Zeratul ganks incoming. Watch Brightwing just TP in on him and then try and blow someone up. Potentially pretty destructive combo there. There's quite a few ways that these teams could opt to lane this and opt to run this. Both these teams have fairly strong solo laners in Thrall and Zagara, so I don't know. We'll see what's going to happen here.
Well, it's definitely interesting with Brightwing. Will they prioritize staying in a lane if a tribute spawns on the opposite side, and then her being able to shift in as needed? I mean, that's going to be the biggest thing right there. Brightwing can help with the lane soak, and it can help with vision and map control. But at the same time, you're dealing with Arcane Esports that decided to go with the Tassadar there, which makes it interesting. But as you stated before, the Hot Dog Burglars have some very recognizable names and some very good players. So this looking like an early treat for everybody for this type of game to be coming up.
Oh, absolutely. No, this is, as I said before, I've said this a few times now, so many great teams coming out in this tournament. This is just one of hopefully what's going to be many great matches we're going to see tonight. I think we're just in for a great night of games. I remember a few weeks ago now, I casted with Dreadnought, and we had 25-minute slugfests from start to finish. It was just a great night of games. That was when Resurgence, may they rest in peace, when they made their debut, and that was just that was a great night of heroes. And I predict that this is going to be a pretty similar night.
Definitely looking forward to it. Again, if you guys do want to check out the bracket, I believe it's already in chat. But you can always type in ! bracket. There is a lot going on, a lot of good teams here tonight. And we are on Cursed Hollow once again here.
Yes, indeed. I'm just putting our overlays, but here we go. We're going to start introducing these teams. Do you want to get us going with Arcane?
Yeah. On the left side, we are going to have Arcane Esports once again. That's going to be Chrysalo on Zagara, Schnazzy on Tassadar, All-Stars on ETC, Handlebars on Lunara, and Mfu on Uther.
And coming on the other side, we've got Hot Dog Burglars, we've got Zeus playing Thrall, we've got Yoda on that Zeratul, Mad Timmy playing that. For right wing, we've got Trader playing Jaina, and Boss Floss on that Johanna.
Well, how are we going to see this? Last time we saw teams split, we saw an early rotation get an early gank. I don't see that we're going to get it this time, as the Oracle comes out right away there from Schnazzy to see what exactly is going on here.
Yes, indeed. No surprise kills coming out here to start this off. They didn't opt to go and mess with Zagara coming in that top lane. She's able to start creeping up pretty much uncontested here. And Trader knows something's up, so both these teams are just going to opt to start out as 5 mid lane. Boss Loss is going in, though. No fear. And quite a bit of poke damage coming out so far. Great Indestructible, blocking out 2 stuns there for Arcane.
Yoda diving in there, getting a little bit of damage in. We're going to see a lot of that this game with Zeratul diving in and out. But we are seeing the rotation here, and I'm curious how much we're going to get out of it, because we have Conjurer's Pursuit both for Tassadar. It looks like he's going to go solo bot, but Conjurer's Pursuit also for Uther. Will we see any type of rotation? Because we have 3 members already top. This is a large map and a difficult map to rotate on, but will they prioritize that mana for these sustained team fights for a double support? Or are they just going to stay up there and see how much damage they can do?
Yeah, that's good. We're going to see Schnazzy and Trader, though, are duking it out in this bot lane, though. So far, the trades have been pretty even back and forth. Brightwing opted to TP up top there to help deal with some of this pressure coming in, though. But I don't think this is a lane that they're going to win here. Just too much poke with Handlebars and Chrysalo. But here we go in the bot lane. Schnazzy, he just popped his E, and there we go. Yoda's coming in with that gank. Great job coming out from him to secure that first kill of the game, and that's going to be our first blood.
First blood already. The rotation from Zeratul. That's going to be where the rotation comes from for the side of the Hot Dog Burglars. Hot Dog HDB. That's what we're going to go with. You can see Yoda. He's going to be rotating around, and they do have a little bit of an early advantage from that. But again, the first tribute should be coming up. But the camps are going to be spawning here in about 10 seconds, and we will see probably a similar rotation to what we saw last game.
Yes, indeed. I wouldn't be surprised to see one of these probably Uther and either Crystal or Handlebars back up and start taking up that camp. But they're actually, both teams are a little bit late. I guess neither team are actually going to opt to pick it up directly at that first 2-minute mark, so maybe a little bit of miscommunication. They're just opting to save it, so neither team is actually going to get their Bruiser or their Siege Camp before this first tribute spawns, and it could potentially, if it spawns at 20 seconds, it's not though. Could be kind of a big deal on that one.
I think that they recognized it a little bit late, and they're probably lucky that it didn't spawn right away, because we see Trader and Yoda drop back for their Siege Camp. Now, where will it spawn, though? It's going to be on that top lane. Can the Siege Camp get down that lane and do some damage for a prolonged fight up at the top and get some value out of that Siege Camp? That's going to be the biggest thing, but level 4 is hit here for both teams. I'm really surprised Tassadar went with Leeching Plasma and not the Mental Acuity, since they picked him specifically to deal with Zeratul.
Yeah, and I got to admit, and the Leeching Plasma is going to get quite a bit of value for his team with Lunara and Zagara, but as it stands, I feel like the Tassadar's already shown that he can pick off kills early, and that might be a big deal not having that talent. Hot Dog Burglars definitely got very lucky with that first. The Tribute didn't spawn at the first time, and it spawned top, so forcing Tassadar to stay down here, but they're actually battling out. Schnazzy and Yoda are going ham in the bot lane as well, so they're going back and forth. Yoda, is he going to get out here? Yes, barely. And Zeus is still being stalled out in the bot lane, so far, almost a half a level lead coming out here for the side of Hot Dog Burglars.
The stall is on, and as we take a look at the talent, since we're kind of at a standstill, we are seeing Lingering Chill, opting for that prolonged slow there from Jaina. You know, not something that we see every day, especially with the recent changes to her, but we are seeing the damage coming out. Trader's got to be very careful here. Handlebars, obviously that toxin is on, and that slow does come out, but getting back off that, Zeus forcing the action, saying, not yet, we're taking this tribute, and we're getting out of here safely.
Yeah, so very good job. They stalled it out for as long as they possibly could, but eventually the tribute did end up going the way of Hot Dog Burglars. So, good job from them to take a little bit of an early game dominance. They've done a very good job soaking, and Yoda, once again, he's in this bot lane. He's playing very, very quietly. Trader's coming in, but he's popping that D. He knew something was up. Great job. Instantly going to get that E. He's going to hop out. Dimensional Shift. No worries there. Great job there coming in from Schnazzy to dodge that gank.
Yeah, we see Schnazzy down there again. That is why you have Tassadar. He learned his lesson the hard way one time. He's not going to let it happen again, as we now see Frostbitten picked up there at level 7. So a lot of slows and a lot of damage is going to be coming out directly after that. That's going to be the big thing. But as we take a look at the top lane again, Zeus going in there on Handlebars. We have Mad Timmy up there with him. Can they force them back here? And it looks like this is where you might get a little bit of Brightwing. Obviously, the Siege Camp is pushing top. Brightwing will stay up here as long as possible. Try and clear out that Siege Camp, and then she'll just be able to blink right down. That's the great part about Brightwing for these large maps.
Absolutely, you read my mind, but there we go. Yoda actually trying to go in there on Handlebars, taking quite a lot of damage, not being able to secure the kill. And Jaina actually went down as well. I think that was in the bot lane. I actually missed it trying to watch that gank top, but yeah, as you were saying, this is where Brightwing gets her time to shine. She can stay up there and soak for as long as possible. But I think they are going to need her potentially coming down here. And are we going to see Brightwing off to TP down? Are they just going to give this up? There she is, finally coming in, but I'm thinking it might be a little bit too late. The body blocks from All-Stars are just too big, and there go. The tribute is going to go out the way of Arcane Esports.
In the meantime, though, the experience clearly in favor of the Hot Dog Burglars, as they have about a half level to 3/4 level lead. If they're able to pick up 10 before the next tribute, they're going to be able to force that fight and hopefully force some action. Obviously, since it's a 1-to-1, it's not going to be as big a deal for Arcane Esports, but Yoda sneaks in the back line, but he is going to suffer. No blink available there. And he's going to go down. He saw that we had Lunara trying to hearth back, but if you don't have an escape, that's kind of a rough move there.
Yeah, a little bit of a misplay there from Zeratul. Thinking he'd be able to get out, but not quite able to pull it off. And as it stands, not enough to kind of pull. It was a sick play, and if he pulled it off, it would have been pretty awesome. But you know, level 10 still going to come out here a little bit ahead for the Hot Dog Burglars. They've secured level 10 now. The next tribute will be spawning right now. So they're going to have a bit advantage here. Can Arcane get level 10 and get here in time to delay this next tribute?
Schnazzy is going to rotate up, but I'm not sure if they can get 10 quick enough they can contest this, and they are just about there if they can clear out one wave of minions, but the stun coming back here on this back end. Zeus goes down. Level 10 is hit as we now see All-Stars in this back lane. He's getting targeted by Yoda there. He's in a very tough spot. The body block was on, and that was that extra slow coming in from Trader. Chrysalo being engaged upon with that Sundering is going to go down as well, and the Void Prison coming out back here. Will they be able to take down Uther? The blink in from Brightwing as the polymorph comes out, and this is going to be Info using Divine Shield. Can the body block sustain there? The heals come out, the Blizzard goes down, and down goes Uther. But look, they're trapped again on the other side. Yoda is in all kinds of trouble there. Not enough heals from Mad Timmy before that wall goes down. So Zeratul, who may or may not have needed to dive in there, goes down once again, and Zeus has to be careful here as All-Stars is coming for the poke. And he's going to get out of there just fine.
Yep, Boss Floss is actually engaging hard. The Bless Shield's going down in the top lane. Handlebars is trying his best to run away, but no, he's actually going to get picked off as well. I was just say, am I crazy? I don't feel like Yoda had to go in there. I feel like they'd already secured the kill, but he really wanted to make sure they'd secured that kill. But Johanna said, hey, you know what, we're going to brush off that little mistake, and she hard engaged there on Lunar in that top lane, and they're able to secure another kill. So great job coming from them, but the XP has almost actually been equalized. Only about half a level lead now. For the side of Hot Dog Burglars. So good job of soaking during these points, though. But Schnazzy getting engaged on once again in the bot lane. Going to pop his Dimensional Shift. Is it going to be enough, though? Oh, great Force Wall, though. But I think he's going to be just fine.
Yoda's going to be a lot better off once 13 hits, because he'll have that wormhole ability to be able to blink in and blink back out. So far, he's gotten caught in a couple of really tough positions, and there it looked like if he had been able to stay in, he would have been okay. As we now see Trader already putting down the Blizzard, trying to keep back the engagement there. That's gone on a long cooldown, but if the team can go ahead and rotate over, as we see Johanna, that's Boss Floss coming down, this is going to be where they can get the fight. It's 12-12. There is no 13 yet, so no advantage for either team as the face-off and the engagement begins here.
Yep, here we go. All-Stars is diving in heavy on Zeus, and there's the great Force Wall, and the Sunder coming out the re-disengage, though, and there comes the Maw. Mfu's counting out Schnazzy's taking a lot of damage in the backline, though, and here we go. They're going to be capitalized. Yes, 2-1 coming off that. Boss Loss is going in so deep there, and yes, he is able to secure that kill. Brightwing's TPing, and is she going to be able to save it right into the great mosh pit from ETC? Chrissy Lowe going to not drop in the back. Actually, yes, taking out 2. So it's a 3 for 2 right now, but this is it going to be Yoda? Is he going to be able to get out here? I'm not sure. And looks like he's going to be able to walk out just fine. That was a pretty hectic team fight.
That was the engagement. It got split but 2 different ways there. Chrysalo almost survived on that back lane. If he had been able to survive, that would have been a huge win for them. As Yoda having a drop back has to be careful. They are pinging for him. They do see him. He's blinking over, and he's going to be just fine there.
They know where he is.
They know where he's at, and they were looking
for him.
Lunar
get here in time. She's got the wisp out.
Oh. Yeah, I'm sure the Thornwoods might have been able to reach there, but Yoda, this time with an extra life there. Unfortunately, earlier not so much, but this time getting out of there just in time.
I feel like the Heroes Gods felt bad for him for those first couple little engages early in the game. They figure, hey, we're gonna give you an out here on this one. So 13 has been reached now for both teams. Tributes are 2-2. Pushing is fairly even. Yoda now being a little bit more sassy. Pretty standard builds coming in across the board. Race Car Tastar looks like it's going to pick Ice Block and Wormhole, as you mentioned before. So both these teams sitting pretty evenly right now. I feel like this next fight is going to sort of set the pace for the game going forward.
I like the fact that Greater's Spell Shield was picked up there as we now have the engagement. The Shrink Ray comes in. Zeus in all kinds of trouble, but shifting in is Brightwing. Is that enough to keep them alive? Zeus, can he survive? As the damage is turned around, Divine Shield is used on Uther. The Devouring Maw comes out, only grabs one on the back line. Uther does go down there, and he is very deep. Yoda, though, on the back end, the poison is in. Handlebars in hot pursuit. That is going to be a secured kill. And now we see Mad Timmy getting poked there. And now Chrysalo goes down on the back end. The Blizzard comes down, and this is a 2-for-1 so far. Can they secure any more kills here? All-Stars has to be careful here. The Force Wall coming out for the zone, but the Tribute picked up and the Curse obtained there for the Hot Dog Burglers.
Oh, wow, that was an absolutely monstrous fight. Brightwing somehow managed to keep Thrall alive during that engage. That was absolutely insane. Thrall between his health heal and those Brightwing shields and heals, just able to somehow stay alive during that. Absolutely unreal. But here we go. All-Stars actually getting engaged on here. Does he have... Oh, not able to get off. I actually didn't have much, but anyway, but the Blessed Shield was blown. Great job from him, doing his best there, but able to take him down. That fight was absolutely insane. One spell going one way or the other there probably could have gone a different way, so... Great job. Hot Dog Burglars now 16 to 14.5. They're taking advantage. They've taken all 3 forts during this first curse. I wouldn't be surprised. They're actually going to rotate down and take the boss of Arcane Esports. I really like this aggressive play. They know they're up a talent here, and they can be a little bit more aggressive.
And we see Yoda down here against Schnazzy, and he knows he's going to have backup here in just a second, just missing the wave there. But with the Zagara creep down, they have to know what's going on here. And can they get vision on the boss? It's right at the edge there. They're not going to be able to contest, and this is going to be a boss going to that of the Hot Dog Burglars. And I'm curious, will they push with this? The curse is now up, or will they rotate back with the boss? They're already at 16 with this talent tier advantage. What do they do with it here is the next question.
I think it looks like they're going to opt to pressure this keep. I really like this decision making. They know they're at level 16. They know they're or they're going to juke me out, and they're not going to do that.
They position themselves.
Yeah, and then they decide, you know what, we're actually going to opt to go back, take our boss. And this is just a valuable play because this boss is going to get really fast at this point. And this level 16, sorry, this top boss as well is also going to go to keep. It's not like there's a top fort here as well for it to go through. Both these bosses are going to go to keeps. I'm not sure I totally like this decision though, because now they're going to be fighting when Arcane Esports is also level 16. So they've actually given the team a chance to catch up. Mad Timmy's still down here in the bot lane. He's being a little bit sassy, taking advantage of that Brightwing global presence. But here we go. Trader's already half health. The team is going to come in here. This is going to be a big fight. They're uneven talent here, but here we go. The VP is coming in. Can they finish the boss in time? I don't. Yes, they're going to be able to. So great VP coming up from Yoda. And there we go. He's going in heavy on the back line. Johanna's running in. Chrissy Low a little bit caught out in the front here, though. Trader's going to go for the flank. And then Blessed Shield and the Sunder are going to take so much damage. The D-Shield, great D-Shield. They're going to save Zagara. And Chrissy Low, Trader rather, caught a little bit in. There's the Mosh Pit on the back line. Only going to catch one. Trader taking a lot of damage. Still, Mad Timmy going to ice block. Boss Lots, is he going to get out? Mad Timmy trying to escape, but he's not going to be able to. And here we go. The players are starting to drop now. Thrall is going to drop Zeus. Yoda, is he going to be able to get out? I think he will.
The hardest part there is that there was a secured kill coming out from Jaina with that Blizzard that hit Zagara, except the Sundering hit, and it pushed her out of the way, and that second wave missed. That could have changed the entire fight there if that hadn't landed early. That damage that came out afterwards, though, on the side of Arcane Esports, completely turned that around. They're going to be able to clean up the boss here, who did a little bit of work in the meantime, but now they've put them on even ground. It is 12 to 11. This is a lot of kills in this game, and I absolutely love it, but what they're going to do with it, I don't know. As we take a look at the minimap, that's a lot of creep down in that top lane, basically preventing anything and everything from getting through there.
Yeah, absolutely. The creep spread coming out here so far from Chrysilo has been really impressive, giving them as much vision as possible. Combining that with Tastar, they know what's going on this map. Just taking a look at our level 16 talents, it is going to be that root coming out from Jaina. Pretty standard across the board here for most of these players, but here we go. This next tribute is spawning. Arcane Esports, if they secure it, they are going to secure themselves a curse. They have 3 forts still up on the side of Hot Dog Burglars, so this could be a big deal for them, but they're actually rotating to the bot lane. They're not going to contest this, which
perhaps this is a way for them to get a fort, get some experience, because, I mean, if you think about it, they're kind of on even talent levels and even experience. They're not going to get a ton for a fort, but they're going to get some, and that's going to put them a little bit closer in the race for 20. They can get that, but looking at that in that top lane, we do see the Hot Dog Burglars recognize that, and that boss opened up that top lane, and they might actually try and go for a keep here as the rest of the team now is starting to be back, and basically saying, not today, we got our fort, we're okay with losing that tribute, but they now have to make sure and win from here on out. But I guess they're trying to get to 20?
They didn't have Mosh Pit.
Contest that?
They didn't have Mosh Pit. That was the deciding. That's the reason. Mosh Pit had 20 seconds left, and I feel like they probably just didn't want to engage on that. They're an even talent here. You're absolutely right. There's no reason to go do something crazy here, and they didn't have their big tournament ults. So I really like that decision. They just took a fort instead. They knew that that tribute didn't mean much. And now Mosh Pit's up. All the ults are up for both sides here. So let's see what these teams can do with it. Are they going to try and fight before 20, or are they going to try and win this race to 20? That's going to be the question. But so far, Hot Dog Burglars looking pretty commanding, and they are going to have an easier time of it because they have the global presence from Brightwing.
Yeah, even if they lose a team fight this late in the game, the fact that they still have all of their, well, all but one structure up, that's going to give them a huge advantage. Means that they can play this and go in and make sure and contest this if they want. It's not a huge deal if they lose it. Can they get 20 out of it? We saw Thrall in that bottom lane was definitely trying to soak up some experience. It doesn't look like it's going to be enough before this spawns, and it looks like Arcane is giving this up once again.
If Thrall soaks bottom, Brightwing soaks top, they will have enough for 20, but Cigar is actually going in hard here. It looks like Arcane's just going to opt to back up and not contest this again. I don't know how I feel about this. They gave up two. They took two for free, and they took a fort during it, and I guess they're probably going to take another here, but I guess they're just really opting to play the safe game. Level 20 is coming. It will be coming out now any second for the side of Arcane, so they will be on even talent here. If there's ever a time to fight, it's going to be right now, or I guess over the next tribute.
The rotation came up from the Hot Dog Burglars, but 20 was hit the minute that fort went down because that poison was on it. You could see that they were looking. If they weren't at 20, they were going to engage, but now we've got a drop back. Again, all the structures clearly in favor of the Hot Dog Burglars, but now both teams at level 20, anything can happen here.
Yeah, and the boss is spawned down here on the bottom side of the map, so this is definitely going to be a point of contention. These boss pits are called throw pits for a reason. Yoda is scouting this. The teams know this is where the action is going to be. That Wisp is taken down, so great job. They know he's there. But where's the next tribute going to spawn? And it's right here down here in this bot lane. So everyone's going to be here for this fight. This is going to be the big deciding factor. Can Zeus come in with a big flanking mosh pit? Big flanking thunder. That's the question. But here we go. All Stars is coming in. Johanna popping that iron skin with a great force wall coming down. Brightwing's TPing in. But here we go. Zeus. He's looking for this. He's looking for the Sunder, the counter engage. The vision's down for Schnazzy. So what? How are these teams going to play this fight?
Yoda sneaking on this back lane. He dives in, gets Crystal over there, but the shields come out. But now comes the Sundering, stuns two on that back end. The blind is coming out. Boss Floss taking all kinds of damage, but a four-person now. Void Prison, and then the Mosh Pit comes out there and stuns everybody else. So a huge neutralization. Ice Block coming out for Trader. Takes down Uther, but he is going to be back. And he's going to be just fine, but Boss Floss is in all kinds of trouble. Dead Uther is keeping everybody alive. Can the poison finish off? In comes Indestructible, but Zeus on the back line here trying to secure any bit of kills. Thrall goes down. In the meantime, Boss Floss back there trying to channel that. A little slow. Schnazzy coming in. He's going to get the interrupt, and Boss Floss has to be very careful as Iron Skin goes out. And the fight, almost an even trade there, but Thrall goes down, and a huge advantage right now for Arcane as they now have a curse as well.
Yeah, I absolutely love the play from Schnazzy coming in there. He knew that he had to stop out that tribute. He actually E'd forward to make sure that he had to speed the Give Terror in time to stop that. That whole fight was absolutely insane. Both healers did a fantastic job trying to keep their team up. Mad Timmy has been playing out of his mind this whole game. But actually, Uther, he's Paulite. Is he going to drop it? Yes, he does. He does not have this redemption. Uther is actually going to drop here, but the Lunar damage is coming in. It's doing a lot. Yoda, though, he's backing out now. So with their healer down, are they going to be able to pressure this keep? I'm not sure. The Roots coming in. All-Stars as well. This Blizzard doing a lot of damage.
They're definitely going to have to get out of there. The fact that Uther's redemption already went off in that last team fight means they're going to have to drop back here as we now see a little bit of a pursuit here. Chrysilo, he's going to be able to just get out of there. Schnazzy, he's going to go ahead and mount up as well. But a nice disengage there. But unfortunately, the curse is up. They fought so hard for it, and they're not really going to get a lot of it, but it looks like they're going to go ahead and start for a boss here. The Oracle comes out really early, and now we're going to see the rotation over, and they're going to have to go ahead and back off this. I mean, that was a tough call, but they don't know that the rest of the other team is actually moving up to their boss as well.
Yeah, no, I think like that was really the only play they could do. They kind of had to try and make something happen, but all 5 members are back up for both teams. The ults are going to be up soon. Water Alley is the only one we're waiting on, so I think both these teams are probably going to trade boss. Does Arcane know how early Hot Dog Burglar started? This is a big deal, because if they take this down, they might be able to rotate down in time to start this other boss. Oh, man. Arcane Esports is really late on this boss take now, so there's a chance for Hot Dog Burglars to actually get down here.
The Wisp is out. It's already up there. It's going to be able to get up there and get killed. And at the same time, they realized that that boss was gathered so early, like you just said, that's going to force them to rotate back and defend. And this boss, obviously with a clear line to the keep, and this late in the game, they're trying to engage the boss as far up the lane as they safely can. But that is going to leave the boss open in the bottom to be able to be grabbed. The good thing is they have vision, but can they do enough damage quick enough to be able to rotate and try and prevent them from that other boss? Because if they take that other boss, that's a potential game winner for them with that bottom keep already exposed.
Absolutely. No, you can tell the call was the second we see them show in the top lane, we're going to go in and start taking this other boss. And I love it. The second that all 5 showed in that top lane, Hot Dog Burglars came in for this boss. They said, we're going to go ham. We know what we need to do here. They're establishing their late game win conditions. This boss is, as it stands, a win condition. So this defense has to be epic. They did a great job defending on the top lane. They have quite a bit of auto attack damage that is going to be good for chunking down this boss. So, well, we're going to see what happens. Will the defense be mounted here? I'm going to, once again, the big VP here I feel like is going to be a big factor going into this. Are they going to be able to isolate and get a kill here going into this fight? And here we go, Yoda's coming in.
Huge challenge, yeah. The Blizzard does go down already, but hitting absolutely nobody. The boss is going in on this keep, and it's a matter of can HBD go ahead and try and push with it. They're already being warded off. The boss down to 50% health, and the keep not yet down, and they're doing a great job at defense here, and all 5 members are very well off in health, and as you said, they needed a great defense, and they got exactly that, Enverum.
Yeah, no, they kind of accepted the fact they were going to lose a keep, and they said, okay, we're going to play really safe, we're going to chunk this boss down, and they did so. So all things considered there, that was a pretty darn good defense from them. All they did was lose a single keep, and they're actually pressuring with those mercs the mid keep as well. So they've got a few gates that are open here. Actually, almost all 3 gates are open as well for the side of Hot Dog Burglars. So if Arcane Esports does win a fight here, there's a chance they can go through and GG push, should they win a fight convincingly.
The fact that they've held on this long definitely puts them in a really good position. A single team fight win is going to pretty much secure the game. If it's just one, as we do see diving on that back line, All-Stars is initiating the Void Prison coming down on this back line, and Yoda is getting Shrink there on the Shrink Ray. He's going to get out of there. The poison is on the blink coming.